Hi folks, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. Hope you're having a great day, and if you're in the heat like we are here in New Hampshire, I hope you're enduring it well. I'm not sure how long I can go without an air conditioner, but I've got a fan over here, got a fan behind me. We'll see how this goes. It's gotten really hot because here in the house it's 83 degrees. Outside it's 101. I felt so bad for the chickens, so I'm making sure that they have plenty of water. And one of the things that they really like are apples. So I make sure that I don't give them a lot, but like this morning when I brought them out of their coop, I made sure that they had a bunch of chopped apples. And to be honest with you, that's what got them into their runner, because they don't like to go in there. And tomorrow or Tuesday we should be able to have the cover over the larger runner, so that'll be good for them. But that being said, they're not the only ones who are going to be seeking shade. I'm seeking shade. I have fans beside me and behind me because I'm hoping not to have to install an air conditioner. We're getting rid of the old ones. We didn't find that they were healthy. But man, a day like today, it's very tempting to go get it and put it in. But they're so heavy nowadays, it's really not conducive for both my husband and my back. So we're going to try to endure this heat without getting cranky. But one thing that comes with the heat is, how do we keep ourselves feeling fresh, smelling fresh, for our partner at least? And that's with us using deodorant of some sort. I don't buy deodorant anymore, and I haven't for a very long time. I've been making it, and as you can see, my label is kind of like getting all worn out. I can't always read it. I can figure it out because I've been making it for so long. There's a little bit left, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it up a little bit. I will share my recipe, and this is when I put it on a new card. See, I put it on a new card so that it doesn't get dirty all the time. We shall see over time. I know that all my recipes from when I was a kid, they all have cookie marks. Those were my favorite recipes. But this goes into my recipe box under home remedies and stuff. So what I typically do is I use coconut oil. But I want to show you, I do have some in the refrigerator, but it's melting. It's not going to hurt it, but I don't want to use that during the summer months. And my husband did notice that the one that I made a few months back was starting to get, kind of soft. And it's not actually that bad. Mine was made at the same time, and it's not that bad. It's still usable. It's not too stiff or too hard or anything. It doesn't bother me. But knowing that that's really liquidy, I'm going to use shea butter. Okay, so if you don't like coconut oil, you can use as an option shea butter, avocado oil, jojoba oil, and almond oil. But when you use oils, including that of coconut oil, when it gets to a liquid or the fractionated coconut oil, you use about a half. So you kind of have to mix it and decide how much this is, how moist it is and stuff. And now that today is a very hot day, it's a great day for me to make this, because then I know how it will be throughout the summer months. I am going to use, here, so that I'm looking at you, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. You can use tapioca starch as well. I'm choosing cornstarch because I've been using it for a long time. I have no skin irritation with it, but some people do. So the option for that is tapioca. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of organic baking soda. If you can't handle organic baking soda, you can use arrowroot as an option. You know your skin. I don't. But I know what works for my husband and I. I'm going to use 2 different essential oils. Maybe on mine I'll use a third. Basically, it's about 17 drops, 17 to 20, depending on you. I recommend using skin healing type essential oils, and I'll go into that as I add them. Now, you don't want to use baking soda. You don't want to use all this stuff. Another option is just straight apple cider vinegar. Yeah, I haven't used it, but it is an option, and it's antimicrobial. It'll take care of you there. But you can add essential oils into that as well. So that you might want to put in a spray bottle and use it that way. But today, my focus is this. And I might make a spray bottle for myself and for my husband, because sometimes we just want a quick done. Now, these are not going to go into the deodorant stick units because I don't have any. It is something my husband prefers, and he does have some old deodorant, and I hate it. He loves it. I don't. I don't like the smell. It's awful to me, but he likes it. So I asked him because it was really bothering me and giving me headaches. And it's the Irish Spring scent. And every time when he opened a new bar, he was using my homemade soap, and then he went to the store and he goes, he really wanted it. I said, okay, whatever. I forgot how much it gave me a migraine. So I asked him, I said, honey, I can't have that in the bathroom. I said, it's killing me. So he took it out, and I haven't been having headaches since he did that. We're finding things that cause headaches. Not that I don't get them. I do. So I asked him to stop using his deodorant. He goes, well, you come up with another idea. But part of the reason I started making his deodorant, the truth behind this, it's not so much getting rid of that, because he's still inclined to pick it up off the shelf, and I keep reminding him, please don't. He was having underarm skin irritation. And I said, oh yeah, that's your deodorant. That's the stuff that they put in it. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, that's why I've been using homemade deodorant for years now, is because I was having horrible underarm. You know, it was itching, it was always red, it was irritating. And yes, I kept them well shaved, but it was annoying to the point where I would put cool compresses under to relieve the inflammation. So I make my own. He's on board, and he's happy with it. But today I'm going to make 2 batches, one for him and one for me. One kind of more of a manly scent, and one that I can have more for the scents that I like. So I'm going to start with his. Actually, I'm going to start with both of ours, and I'm going to put the same amount of the dry ingredients. And so you can't see what I'm doing if I'm talking to you and you're watching my face. So I'm going to do the next best thing. I'm going to have you watch. Okay, so I am going to start with, instead of the coconut oil, I am going to start with shea butter. That's my option. It requires 2 tablespoons of shea butter. Use this. Now, is this an exact amount? No. So you're going to have to, like, say the shea butter is too soft, you might have to add more of the powder. So you may want to put the powder items in first. I'm just used to doing it this way. I know how much to add later and stuff. So I'm going to do shea butter for him too, because I was going to use cocoa butter, but I decided not to because it's more solid. And maybe when I go to make him some underarm, you know, with the stick, maybe I'll go that route, but not today. And shea butter is very healthy for your skin. So we both have 2 tablespoons of that in here. Now I get the pretty jar. He gets the ho-hum jar. It's a recycled jar that I have. The next thing I'm going to do, and now I'm leaving the tablespoons that I have in the jar, so if I have to go back and add more, I can. Now I said I was using cornstarch instead of tapioca. And with this, oh no, I was supposed to use 1 of the coconut. I got 2 in. So we're getting big batches here. So I have to use 4 tablespoons of the cornstarch. Actually, in all reality, I end up doubling all the time anyway. And this lasts me 4 to 6 months. Now, if we're going to have these hot days and I'm not going to use an air conditioner, I'm curious how much I'll go through. and 2 tablespoons of baking soda. But because I am doubling, we're going to do 4 in each. Okay, this is a ½ tablespoon, so I am going to use, okay, because it's a ½ tablespoon, it was the one I could find over there. I put these in a lot of my other stuff, so sometimes I can't find them. So this is ½ tablespoon, 1 tablespoon. 1½ 2, 2½ 3, 3½ 4. Same thing for my husband. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So if you're trying it out, 1 tablespoon of the coconut oil or other oil option, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch or tapioca, 2 tablespoons of baking soda or arrowroot. Some people can't have baking soda, so they use arrowroot. Now comes the essential oils. For myself, the reason I use this, it's Lang Lang. You basically use 9 drops and 8 drops. My original recipe, my original recipe, I've always used 9 drops of Lang Lang and 8 drops of frankincense. Both are very skin healing. And I love the floral scent of Lang Lang. I love the healing properties of frankincense. Plus, there's some other benefits of Lang Lang that are amazing, and it's just something that I enjoy. Something my husband likes too. Now, what I may end up doing today, though, is for myself, because I don't want lavender in his, so I might put lavender in mine today. I think I'm going to do some chamomile and the Lang Lang. Now, I might mix and match, like I'll do, because these have been doubled, I can do 18 drops of Lang Lang, 16 drops of frankincense, or whatever I choose. So please use, like if one gives you it has a skin sensitivity, don't use that one. Use what works for you, and make sure it's a product, an essential oil that is good for your skin. And be careful, if you're really afraid that something might have a problem, do the smaller recipe and then try it and use a little bit. There's no hard fast rule that you have to do it this way. That's why I'm changing up the recipe a little bit. So, for my handsome, wonderful husband, he gets this one. I am going to put in, he likes patchouli and he likes sandalwood. But I was deciding, I'm not sure if I'm going to do patchouli or sandalwood. Hold on a minute. No, I'm going to go with the sandalwood because it just has a scent. Because we hug a lot, like before he goes to work, when he gets home, throughout the day, I'll go for whatever makes me happy as his wife. He's not here to choose. So, I'm going to put 18 drops of Lang Lang, if it'll come out. I'm going to put 16 drops of sandalwood. Maybe. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. Ooh, looks like somebody needs to order this, but fortunately, this should last him a while. And what you do is you just start mixing it in. And yes, I'm using chopsticks. I find that spoons, they work. There's nothing wrong with it. But I find that the chopstick works a little bit better. I tried using my glass sticks, those break. I did that once, so now I don't when I'm making a solid type of thing. I do not use those because I had to throw out what I was making. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute and see how that, I've got to do this because it's way down in the bottom, the other one. Oh, this smells. I'm serious. I need smell-o-vision on my videos because this smells amazing. Now I may choose to put, because the shea butter is not very, it's not absorbing this very well, I might put a little bit of coconut oil, and that is okay. All right, so for my own, well, if he's having ling ling, so am I. 18. Did you know, since this is an adult channel, I can say, this is an aphrodisiac. And it actually has a lot of benefits as well for your skin. So it's kind of nice when we hug each other. Okay, so do I want lavender or I want chamomile? I think I'm going to do 8 drops of each, okay? Instead of 16 of one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I still want to use more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to mix it. My jar is a little deeper, so that's good when I start. What I'm going to do, if this doesn't moisten up soon enough, I got to keep going because it has to absorb into this powder. Now, could you put the shea butter in last? Because it's, I'm going to talk to you here, because it's in solid form, it's it might not work. I just put it in this order because it's how it's listed on my card. It's the way I've always been doing it. And it doesn't. So what I'm going to do, just to top it off a little bit, to give it a little bit of oomph, I have some fractionated coconut oil, but I'm going to use this because this will solidify. Excuse me as I get a spoon. Stirring it up because when it melts it kind of separates a little bit. So I'm stirring it up, and this is not a regular tablespoon. It's just putting it in there. I'm putting it in both of ours. I try to be fair on everything. Now because I have the shea butter, I don't want to put too much coconut oil in here. And sometimes you're going to have to do that. In the winter months, you might need a little bit more liquid, so you may want to use fractionated because it gets really hard. And I'm going to turn this over so the wider part is in there stirring it up. I'm going to let that sit and soak into those powders. Seriously, these both smell amazing. I wish his jar was bigger because it's making a mess. I'm going to let that sit a little bit. Okay, mine is almost done. I think it's because I put that coconut oil in before I put it into his. It's had a chance to really get in there. This is amazing. Truly it is. So you just keep on mixing it in. And what you do is, if you need a little bit more of moisture in your mix, you add it. what changes things when I make it in the winter to the summer is two things. It's the oil choice that I am using, as well as the temperatures. Now with 80 plus degrees in the house, we are now up to 83 and 103 outside, and it's not even noontime yet. Oh Lord Almighty, I'm gonna have to go check on those chickens. Okay, we're almost done here. I can finish David's after this video, but oh gosh, can't wait to have him wear that. No, it truly smells, has like a man scent to it. And whereas mine has a little bit more of a feminine scent to it. I mean, he won't care, but I like him to have something more of a man type scent, if that makes any sense. Now, my hands were washed, but since this is mine, I can put my hands in while I mix it. I'm going to put a little bit more coconut oil in. It's still too powdery in my opinion. Now what happens if it's on my dresser and I go to use it and it's too watery? You just add a little bit of cornstarch or whatever it is that you want to use. Like I said, this is not an exact science, but what it doesn't have man-made chemicals. It has no colors added to it. You can add color to stuff, by the way. You can use dried fruits and vegetables to give things a natural, more healthy color. This is almost done, and I think that's what it was, is I needed just a little bit of the coconut oil in there. Now I realize for some of you this is just too much work. Well, it lasts me, I always double it, this lasts me 4 to 6 months or more. How long would it last? I'd expect that this would last much longer than that. I never see any residual, no mold or anything like that. I don't see any problems. It stays, the scent is there all the time, and I never have any skin irritation. Come on, you can do this. I'm going to use this in here, and it does take time. And you can see, I'm not sure, I'm going to try to put it in there. You can see that it's solidifying. Now, I like it, let's see, get a piece in here. I'm going to end up putting more liquid in here, but, sorry, I got to do this, I got to show you. All you do is you put it on your underarm, just like that. It might leave a little bit of a powder, but it goes on nice and smooth. Hope I shaved. But it goes on really nice. It leaves no irritation, I promise you. Now, one thing that you can do, some people want to put activated charcoal in stuff like this. You're welcome to. But remember, activated charcoal is kind of a black color, which is not a problem. I just prefer not to have black residue on my clothing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually kind of good for your skin. But you have to choose what you want. Now, even in the summer when I have a good tan, it won't complement, but it should go right into your skin. But the warning is, and this isn't from me, this is from where I've read a number of times, and I just looked it up because I've heard people use an activated charcoal. I don't need to use it because the deodorant is working for us, and we're both kind of happy with this. So that being said, use what you want, and don't do what works best for you. And if you want the activated charcoal in there, then add it. Because once you put it on, it blends in, you're not going to have a problem. But I will say, when I put my deodorant on first thing, you might see a little bit of residue, I guess. And my husband has no, Laura, you got a little bit? I said, oh yeah, that's just extra deodorant. And then I take a towel and I wipe it off. But I mean, I go, and I like the smell, so we're good. My husband laughs at me all the time. I said, I just want to make sure I got enough on. I want to feel like I smell decent. And with these temps at 103 outside and I got to go back out, I at least want to smell good for me. So, and maybe the bees and the bugs will like me too, and that might not be so much fun. But that's how I make deodorant. I hope you enjoyed this. And if this is something that you did enjoy, do a thumbs up, make a comment. If you're interested, subscribe. Oh gosh, I'm dripping. Might have to put some underneath my hair. And if you know somebody that can use it, share it along as well. But stay cool, stay happy, and may God bless you.